the intro. The wrong video. Wait.
What's going on, everybody? It's Dylan and Ross Say Sports here on Full Press Radio Network. You got Dylan Sanders at Dilly Sanders on Twitter, at Ross Jackson Nola, myself, Ross Jackson on Twitter. We appreciate you very much for being here with us. I cannot stop laughing because we have something big planned today. Isn't that right, Dylan?
Yes, it is. We're going to go through the top 50 Shaq endorsements.
No, can we throw 51 in there so we can get Shaq Fu in there somewhere?
I assume Shaq Fu is in this list. I did
Shaq
actually
Fu
find it
horrible.
It's my favorite thing from Twitter, Ross. I found a list from 2015. Well, let's go. What are we doing? What is the main?
First of all, the main thing. But I want you to say it because you came up with a genius name for it, so I don't want to take it away. It's a multi-day event, though. That's for certain.
Yes, it is. We are starting one round per day until the start of the draft. We are starting a big 7-round mock draft that's going to carry all the way until the start of the draft. We're 1 week away, and we were just playing around with names. I called it the Mocky Mock, and then I came up with the idea to call it the Mock WAHLBERG. So this is the 2021 Dylan and Ross Say Sports Mock WAHLBERG. And me and Ross are the only two that are going to find it funny, but it's
Mock WAHLBERG.
But that's the entirety of the show is
that's gonna be first
only
round.
Stuff me and Ross find funny. That is the goal.
Oh yeah, that's very true too. Yeah, Dylan and Ross Save Sports, not Dylan Ross and other people who understand the same jokes and find the same things funny. Save Sports.
Yes.
Very clear in the title what the show is about. But yeah, so we're going to take our time going through the entire first round today and then actually be able to go a little bit more in depth with the selections than we're usually able to do because we're trying to cram it into 15 or 20 minutes. But instead, we're going to take our time going through it today. But first, favorite thing from Twitter. Dylan, go for it.
My favorite thing that I found is this. It's a list from 2015. It is the top 50 Shaq endorsements. What is your favorite Shaq endorsement?
My favorite Shaq endorsement is probably Gold Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm old and I use it. No, the commercials are always very funny.
Yeah.
So.
My favorite are two of his drinks. Uh-huh. He had two Arizona beverages.
Okay, like Arizona iced tea? Or not iced tea, but like the Arizona brand.
Yeah, yes. One, he had Soda Shack, which were big cans of cream soda that had his face on it.
Dope.
And he also had Shaq Fu Punch, which were different punches.
Yes.
With Shaq Fu. I don't think the true gold of Shaq Soda is felt until you see what it actually looks like. So I'm going to throw it on the screen. Yeah, if you're watching audio,
with the face.
If you're watching audio, go Google. Soda Shack.
Wow. Soda Shack.
Ross, can I just say these were all so terrible.
Were they bad?
Oh yeah, I tried them all. Because me and my friend found it hilarious. So we went on a goal to find all of these. I remember them coming out.
That's awesome. Do you remember how long it took to find all of them?
Very long.
Because there's always like one flavor that gets like underproduced.
Uh-huh. Let's see. Another good one is the Shaq Triple Double Oreos.
I didn't know about these.
Yes. It's like a Big Mac, but Oreo.
Okay. All right. Now we're talking. So here's the thing. You know very well that I am very stingy about the cookie to...
What a group of people.
Right? I'm very stingy about like the cookie to cream ratio of sandwich cookies. Is this 3 cookies total?
It is 3 cookies, 2 layers of cream.
One like the usual, and then another is chocolate. It looks like,
yes,
or something like that. This I mess with. This I am a fan of. I would eat these. Double stuffed Oreos, get them out of here. It's ridiculous. Triple double Oreos, I am down. Are these still being made? Can you still get these? Because I want them.
Maybe. I don't know. We gotta find. We gotta have a taste test, and then of course, the most important.
Excuse me. Excuse me. What?
The most important check.
What?
Yeah. Shaq has a pregnancy test.
That's
over
insane.
90% accurate. I don't feel like that's the perfect. They should have got like Steph Curry or something.
Yeah, you know what they should have done? They should have said over 52.7% correct, because that was his career free throw percentage.
Yeah,
that's what they should have done. Wow, 90% correct. Not great, Shaq. not great. Wow. I didn't know that this happened. All right, let's get that off the screen.
Yes.
No more of that.
And of course,
the Burger King Shaq pack. I do remember this.
Yes.
Yeah. I do remember the Shaq pack. When he dressed like Neo and dunked on some kids at a playground.
Yep.
Dressed like Neo from the Matrix.
So good.
I didn't realize that. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh wow. Get it, Shaq. Shaq.
I'm talking about Shaq Pack.
Coca-Cola Classic. You gotta have a Shaq Pack, baby.
Shaq. Yeah. Big fan. That'll never be topped. That's the best one right there.
You think so?
That's the best one. I mean, it's the best one for me. It's definitely.
It is
definitely my favorite.
It did get number one on this list
as well. It should.
Top 50 Shaq. All right, Ross.
Woof. That's outstanding.
Shaq.
Talking about the Shaq Pack.
Talking about the Shaq Pack.
Oh my goodness gracious. That's so good.
Oh man.
That is so good. All right, shall we get into our or do you have a performance of the day?
Let's see. I'm trying to think back. Did you have a favorite thing to do, or is it just that now?
It's definitely that. There's no topping that.
Performance of the day.
Oh, I will say this. I am excited that there will be a How I Met Your Father show coming out on Hulu, starring Hilary Duff. Yeah, so like How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Hulu's doing How I Met Your Father, and Hilary Duff is set to be the star.
Okay, I'm all about it. I do have a performance of the day, Ross.
Get it.
And it is another NBA player interview.
Oh gosh.
You know how much we love those.
Yep.
This one is Russell Westbrook.
Oh, good. Shay in the chat, very excited. I think about How I Met Your Father. I think is the shout out there.
Yes, because Shay.
Ross about the big news. You damn right. Damn right.
Ross is a big fan. All right, but here we go. Let's go real quick with this before we get into the mock.
Mm-hmm.
It is Russell Westbrook in regards to leading the league in clutch field goal percentage.
To lead the NBA in clutch field goal percentage in the last 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay. All right. Really?
Really?
That's interesting.
Interesting. All right. Ross, I need you to pull up the mock draft because again, here we go. This is a big one.
So should I just do one round?
Nah. Sorry, can you save it and come back at a later date?
I don't know. We're about to find out. If not, I'll just redo the first round and then we'll figure it out. It's all good.
Figure it out
All right,
this
here we
weekend.
All right. Let's go here. And
Let's pull this up.
here. Booyah.
Booyah. Booyakasha.
Booyakasha.
All right, Ross. Trades. Is there going to be a trade at first overall?
No. We should say too that we'll do trades for the first round, but then very few trades after the first round. Like we could trade around and have some fun here in the first, but like once we get into like the third, fourth round, don't worry about trades.
I ain't gonna be messing with trades that late in the game.
I'm trying to mess with that at all. This is Zach Wilson, right?
Yeah.
This is new. Kyle Pitts now number 2 on the predictive board here.
Updating. But it's definitely Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. This is definitely Justin Fields.
All right, but yeah, well, we should talk about it a little bit, Ross.
No, come on.
Why
Justin Fields.
Is it Justin Fields?
Because Justin
I'm not
Fields
saying we should talk about why. I don't understand. We should talk about anyone else going here. I'm just talking about why it is Justin. Why is it Justin Fields?
Justin Fields is the second best quarterback in this draft, third or fourth best player in this draft. For some people, he's the first. For some people, he's the best quarterback in this draft. It's totally fine. I think that all the concerns that have been around him are really, really good PR from the San Francisco 49ers. They did a very good job slandering Justin Fields over the course of the last few weeks. But look, this is 1,000% Justin Fields going to the San Francisco 49ers at pick 3. This is not Mac Jones. This is not Trey Lance. This is Justin Fields, in my opinion.
I 100% agree with you. I think he is arguably the best quarterback in this class. It's a lot closer than people think. People give credit to. And there's no way they should pick anyone else. You do not trade up for Mac Jones or Trey Lance. I don't think.
Yeah. You don't trade up for Mac Jones to 3 for Mac Jones. And you certainly don't trade up to 3 to draft somebody to sit for a year. Like you would have to do with Trey Lance, potentially 2 years. Justin Fields. To me, Trey Lance is like Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, get drafted, sit behind a quarterback for a little bit, and then end up becoming the starter over time.
He is what the Green Bay Packers want Jordan Love to be.
Right. Exactly. Like that's what it is. But Justin Fields, all the concerns, question marks, all the things around him in terms of, is he ready to play football? Does he actually want it? Blah, blah, blah. Yes, he does. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gone to bat with the entire Big Ten in order to make football happen in the conference.
He wants to play football, and that's all that really matters.
Yeah, that's the important part. All right, moving on. Pick 4. Do we think that the Falcons trade out here, or do they go with Kyle Pitts? Or Trey Lance or somebody else?
I think they try to trade out, but I don't think anyone will.
I don't think there's any reason for anyone to. The only team I could really see trading up at this point would be maybe the Broncos trading up from 9.
So if they really want Trey Lance.
Yeah, that would be it. But they could also save themselves some trouble to trade up to 7. Like there's some other ways they could go about this in order to shield themselves from potential trades. But I just think that the asking price to get into the top 5 is going to be too much.
All right. Well, now do the Falcons take Trey Lance? Do they take Kyle Pitts?
Do they take
Penei Sewell?
I would love for them to take Trey Lance. That would be outstanding to me. But I think they're going to take Kyle Pitts. They should take Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is the right choice.
All right. Well, let's do it.
All right. Speaking of right choices, are we doing what they should do, or are we doing what they think they're going to do? Cincinnati Bengals on the clock here at 5.
Let's give them Penei. We gotta speed it into existence.
We're doing what we think they should do, which is draft Penei Sewell.
Yes.
Perfect. Now here we are at the Miami Dolphins, pick number 6. Do they go? I think we go wide right here. There's Trey Lance, there's Jalen Waddle, and then of course there's Heisman Trophy winner Devonta Smith. It just kind of comes down to which one they go. Do you think that school plays plays any role in this, or is this less about the helmet, more about the player?
This is going to be more about the player. I think that Jamar Chase should be the first one taken off the board. But it would not surprise me at all that someone falls in love with chasing Tyreek Hill and going with Jalen Waddle.
Mm-hmm. So you think Jalen Waddle here?
I don't think Devontae Smith is going to be the first. I think Devontae Smith is locked in as the third wide receiver taken in this draft.
I would agree with that. So this conversation really comes down to Jamar Chase or Jalen Waddle for you, right?
Yeah, and does the front office of the Dolphins look to be one that you think is going to go with production or one that's going to go with skill set?
I think they would go with production over skill set.
So you think they're going Jamar Chase?
I think Jamar Chase is.
You don't think that they're going to be the ones to overreact and search and in searching for the next Tyreek Hill?
I think that becomes. I think Philadelphia wears that hat very well, but I don't think that the Dolphins do. Just considering the sort of like measured approaches that they've taken over the past few years and the way that Brian Flores has built this team, I could see them going for more of the Devontae Adams than the Tyreek Hill, if that makes sense.
I agree. Let's go Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
All right, and here, most people think trade conversation starts at pick number 8, but with all of the news coming out about how many teams are calling up to number 8, then the attention starts to shift towards pick number 7 to see if somebody wants to get ahead of that pack. And do you think now we're in the spot where a Washington football team or a New England Patriots can jump in and go to number 7, or like you mentioned, the Denver Broncos, it would not cost them that much to move ahead to number 7.
Yeah, I think this is the Denver Broncos moving up to 7. Excuse me, to getting Trey
ahead
Lance
of the pack, ahead of that number 8.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm down for it.
Let's make this happen. So we'll go with the Denver Broncos here, who are there we go. And we're trading up with the Detroit Lions, who are at pick 7. You give it 1, and I imagine probably 71 probably would go with this. I'm going to look at the trade value chart real quick.
It's not going to be much.
Not a huge difference, yeah. So 1350 for Denver and 1500 for Detroit. So we're looking at a difference of 150 points there. So yeah, it looks like it would probably be that. What was that? Pick 71. Yeah, pick 71's value is 235. So they could probably do.
I think that they would have to give up 71. I think that they would do. I think it would just be 171. I think that the asking price is going to be high for Detroit.
Because they're getting stuff from other teams, and the
Broncos are going to have to overpay. This is one where we can't only look at the trade value chart. We have to look at be like, what are other teams going to offer?
Yeah, absolutely. Good point. So I think we go with 9 and 71 here to move up. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if a round 5 or a round 6 was involved in this in addition as well. I don't know that we have to do that right now, but just to say it would make sense if another one of those early day 3 picks were somehow grouped into this trade.
Maybe a future day 3.
Yeah. Here, let's make that happen. Let's do a future 5.
Yeah.
No, let's do a future 4, because that would carry the value of a 5th this year.
Yeah.
Boop.
And they take it.
Go. All right. So they're moving up for Trey Lance.
Yeah. And now, Ross, the Panthers are open to trading down. Trey Lance is gone, Ross. Do the Philadelphia Eagles look and, hey, we're in striking distance. Let's get ahead of these next 3 teams. Let's get ahead of Detroit now, Dallas, and New York, who could all be suitors for Jalen Waddle. And they think, oh, hey, let's move up. Let's get our guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could see that happen. I know that they've done a lot of wheeling and dealing to get back to 12 here and everything from where they were at 6. But now you trade up to 8. You get the receiver that you want. One could go to Detroit. One could go to your rival in the Giants, especially with the Panthers likely to take Rashawn Slater here. This would make sense to me for another move.
Let's see. Let's see. I want to look at Philadelphia. Dolphins trade. I want to see exactly what they got. I want to see exactly what happened there.
Boy, the Eagles have a lot of picks. Look at that. Jeez.
All right. So they traded the number 6 and a 5th for number 12, 123, and a 2022. Now, could they move 12 and that 123 and keep the first round pick for next year?
Yeah, I think that they could. They'd have to throw something else in there, I think.
Yeah.
But I think they can keep the future first for sure.
Yes. And in that case, I think it's a win trade for them.
Yeah, because they still picked up a first for next year out of all this, and they get up and get the guy that they want. We're looking at bridging 150 points here again, but as you mentioned, you're going to see a lot of conversation about this trade and other teams trying to move up here, things like that. So we could go 84 and 123. We can go 123 and 150. I think 84, 123, and 12 are enough to make it happen, unless we wanted to throw one of their future seconds in, or even a future third.
So they do have 2 seconds next year. What do you think?
I think you probably move with this year's stock and hold on to next year's,
because they have a lot of stock this year. I think they could get away with 150 and 123.
You think that would be enough? It'll be enough for the simulator, but would that be enough IRL?
How about 84 and 150?
84 and 150? Much dig.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about that, because 84 carries a 170 value, so you probably could actually get away with just both of those. But again, you have other suitors, you have other teams calling, things like that, so throwing in an extra 5th round pick makes sense.
And then that leaves them with plenty of draft capital this year, and they picked up a first for next year. I like it.
You could also probably get, you could ask for an additional 6th from the Panthers as well,
or a 5th next year. Or 6th next year.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. I like that idea. Let's do that. Continue to stockpile a little bit for next year. Denied the trade. Sent a better offer. Let's see what they adjusted to.
It doesn't seem like they changed anything.
Nothing adjusted at all. Maybe we just get rid of the future pick.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Hard bargain. Jalen Waddle. Right? That was what we decided, right? I didn't just go rogue. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. That is what they were doing.
All right. So here at pick 9 with Detroit, we've got Rashawn Slater still on the board. We can go with our first defensive player, perhaps, as well. They need help at the cornerback position.
Defense.
They could go Mac Jones.
Who?
There's a lot of different ways they could go. Mac Jones. They could also take Devonta Smith too. I think
the pick here for me is Rashawn Slater.
I think so too. I know wide receiver tends to be the big sort of talking point here, but I think they go offensive line. Rashawn Slater. Pick 10. Patrick Surtain seems to be the one that's always Surtain, remember.
Patrick Surtain.
Surtain, thank you. I thought so. He always seems to be the one that's penciled in here. Do we want to just roll with the chalk for a second?
Yeah, I like it.
Perfect. That's our first defensive player off the board at pick 11.
Love to see it.
Now we're here with pick 12, and the top 2 offensive tackles are off the board. Oh no, sorry, no. We're at the Giants, excuse me. But still, top 2 tackles are off the board. Christian Darrisaw is still here, but they could also go Devonta Smith and get some help at wide receiver. Give Daniel Jones no more excuses, or they could go defense here, maybe Micah Parsons, for instance. Give themselves a nice linebacker. A lot of different ways they can go.
I really like Jalen Phillips here.
Ooh, I like that. Phillips is a top 10 talent to me. I know it's medicals, things like that. But if he checks out medicals wise, he could go pretty early.
I like Jalen Phillips here.
Let's do that. It's really interesting. I don't see it very often. Jalen Phillips. All right, now they have traded back to pick 12.
And it's Darisaw.
And it's Darisaw, right? Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. The Chargers, they could go. I mean, we often go Elijah Vera Tucker to them here.
Yeah.
At 22.
I do like.
I think the fit is perfect. He has some versatility too, which I know that we like. They could also go with one of these edge rushers. Kwity Paye seems like the one that's most likely to go around this area.
Or do we want to talk about another potential move up? Does Washington or Chicago like Mac Jones enough to move ahead of New England?
Yes, but I wonder if that happens with the Vikings, who are always looking to gather more picks.
Yeah, but also, is there anyone that like screams Chargers here other than Elijah Vera Tucker?
It's just Elijah Vera Tucker.
Do you want to go Elijah Vera Tucker? They could definitely use him.
Yeah, I think we go Elijah Vera Tucker here. And then as we get here to pick 14, now we talk about a trade up.
Yeah. Do you think that Washington or Chicago would want to move ahead of New England, or do you think there's no need to?
I think Washington could. And I could see Chicago doing it too. I don't know which one though. Which one do we want to win this battle here?
I think Washington is more likely to give up more.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a great move for I don't know. Is it a good move for that offense?
I mean, it's either going to be, it depends on how you look at it, right? It's either going to be Mac Jones or it's going to be Ryan Fitzpatrick for a season.
I think either way, it's Ryan Fitzpatrick for a season.
That's fair.
But I don't know. Both Washington and Chicago are teams that I think that they gave a lot of money to quarterbacks in free agency, but also still want to move up.
Yeah.
Washington has shown more interest in moving up for a quarterback in this process.
There you go. So let's go with that. Let's roll with that. So we're looking at 19, trying to get up to 14. You got a pair of thirds here. You have a fourth that you could go with. This seems easy.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like an easy amount to cover between these two selections because you're getting into the top 15, but
I guess 5 picks.
Yeah, but you're not moving a ton. We did say that they would be likely to give up more of those, so maybe they throw in something in the a future third or a future fourth.
I like 19, that fourth, and then a future fourth.
Yeah, let's do that. That seems more logical. Bloop. We know that the Vikings love getting more picks.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Washington football team trades up for Mac Jones.
Gross.
All right, here we are at pick 15. We'll get through 15 and 16 here, and then we'll jump to our break. But now we have
Jeremiah
Wusu-Koroma. Different. Yeah, I was just say it's these these linebackers seem to make the most sense. So we'll add Jeremiah Wusu-Koroma in. Yeah. Oh, too late. I already did it.
Okay, I was gonna say it is him or Michael Parsons, but you like that Jeremiah Wusu-Koroma fit in New England?
Yeah, him and Kyle Duggar on the same offense. You don't need. Yes, Michael Parsons is a fantastic talent, but you've got Dante Hightower to play that same type of linebacker role. I like I like the ability.
Ian said trade back.
Too late.
There's no one wants to trade up to 15 for your JC Horns. I guess the Saints probably could.
We could have had the Saints trade up there. That would have been fun. But all right, well, here we are at pick 16. We'll get this one in before we get our pick. It's JC Horn, right? This is simple.
Yep.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so we are halfway through the first round, making great time
Smith
here.
Is still on the board.
Devonta Smith is still on the board. That's wild. Well, he won't be on the board.
We could have talked about him to New England.
We really could have. Did not realize he was still on the board. But this is why drafts are fun. So we'll get back to more here in just a moment as we continue on with today's Dylan and Ross Day Sports Full Press Coverage, Full Press Radio Network. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Now we could just chill for a second, talk to the people.
I like it. Hello, people.
Hello, everybody.
We're on Twitter, but we're not on. What does Dylan think of Brady's reaction to the jersey change? All right, one second. I have the perfect reaction.
For people that don't know, Tom Brady has been absolutely livid on social media today about the jersey number expansion to allow different positions to take all that.
Tell me when you're ready, because I'm ready to share.
Oh, we're ready. We're ready.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
That's Dylan's reaction to Tom Brady throwing a hissy fit about the jersey number.
Shut up, Brady. Who cares? That's my answer. Who cares? Oh no! You're gonna go and block the wrong player. Block whoever's in front of you.
Oh man. Yeah, for real. That's a good point from Ian, actually.
The NFL railroaded him in Deflategate, and he's more upset about this. It really is. Yeah. It's real Boomer Brady energy coming, and I really could not care less. Me and Ross are fans of the jersey change. I know that much. Because you want to know why? Ross?
Why?
It don't matter.
It doesn't affect anything at all. Oh man.
You need to. You're really that. You can't figure out who's. So whenever you're on offense going to block someone, would you worry more about where the guy's coming from or what his number is on his jersey?
I will say it depends upon if it's man blocking scheme or a zone blocking scheme, right? Like for the offensive lineman. But you're pretty certain if it's a man blocking scheme, you're going helmet to helmet, right? You're going for the guy in front of you. So it seems pretty simple. Now, I might be oversimplifying it a little bit, but I don't feel like this game moves slow enough for someone to make their blocking decisions based upon the number of someone's jersey.
I like the idea of someone coming at Brady. He's like, oh, that's a 97. I don't worry about that.
Yeah, I'm not
he can go right behind me.
Yeah, no big deal. Like it just seems wild.
Get Brady drunk again so everybody can laugh and be like, "Oh, he's a little guy."
Yeah, let's get back to that, Brady. All right, speaking of getting back, here we go. All right, everybody, it is Dylan and Ross Say Sports here, Full Press Coverage, Full Press Radio Network. We are continuing on with the second half of our first round mock draft. Remember, we're going to do first round today, second round tomorrow, and we'll be back around on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to wrap up the draft, including us taking 6th and 7th round prospects on Thursday, the day of the first round of the NFL draft. Those are going to be a ton of fun to select. So we're working our way through the first round here. We'll bring this back up for those who are watching. And for those who are listening, I think that this is going to be a fun second half because we had a fun and active trade around first half too. So
one thing from our break, we were talking about the jersey change. Honestly, it's probably going to impact the officials the most. They just go in a grab bag of who to assign penalties to anyway. So,
oh, and this is a good question from Shay too. How do y'all feel about the new helmets? The NFL getting their first position-specific helmets that include bumpers and everything for the trenches, the players in the trenches. I think it's great. From what I've read about it. Now, there might be some stuff that I've missed about it because I've been in editing hell for the last couple of days, but it has been, I like the fact that they're doing that kind of work in the least, right? So at least there's that much of it.
All right. Now, Ross, let's get back. Pick number 17, the Oakland Raiders. This is Micah Parsons to me.
This is Micah Parsons. Yeah, this feels simple.
He's just such a Raider, man.
Such a Raider. All right, now here we are with a really interesting opportunity here with the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, with the first time around in this draft, they selected Jamar Chase. They got wide receiver 1. Do they go back to wide receiver?
If there was a team that was able to do that, I mean, it would be Miami.
This is pretty sweet. This is a pretty sweet fall for them to be able to go with both Jamar Chase and Devonta Smith, because we've had Devonta Smith drop because of the teams that would usually select him throughout this draft. We've had trading around and moving and the quarterbacks and things like that.
They do need 2 wide receivers.
They could use a second wide receiver. I mean, you would have then in that case Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, and Preston Smith. Preston Williams. Preston Williams.
And Devonta Parker.
And Devonta Parker. Oh yeah, I always forget about him. So does
Tua.
But I mean, like, this is a pretty sweet setup.
It would be interesting. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. Interesting.
I mean, the other option would be to do the more realistic thing and then not have them go back to wide receiver, and then Devonta Smith ends up in Minnesota.
I don't think that Minnesota goes wide receiver again.
Let's do it. I'm all about this then.
Let's do it.
Devonta Smith. Boom. Now, this feels like Caleb Farley or Kwity Paye for me.
I don't mind Tevin Jenkins here.
Tevin Jenkins could be a good pick for them too.
Because I usually give them Christian Darrisaw, and I like the consolation prize of Tevin Jenkins, who's still very, very good.
Let's do it. I love it. Tevin Jenkins. All right, now we're at the Chicago Bears at pick 20. They did not move up for a quarterback. They tried, but they got outbid by the Washington football team. So here we are. No top quarterbacks on the board. Do they reach for Davis Mills? I'm just joking. Or, I mean, they could trade back and then try to go Davis Mills at the end of the first round here.
Nah, I don't see any trades going on here.
Okay.
I see... Ooh, I could see Cosme going here.
Samuel Cosme?
I see Cosme going. I could see... Wait, Elijah Vera Tucker. Duh. No, wait. No. Duh.
No, he went to... we already...
Oh, did we do that?
Yeah, he went to Los Angeles. To the Chargers. It's a Mark Wahlberg draft here, everybody. Mark Wahlberg. Dylan Sanders at Dilly Sanders on Twitter. Ross Jackson at Ross Jackson Nola on Twitter. Here, Full Press Coverage, Full Press Radio Network. Look, I like the idea of Caleb Farley here. I like the idea of
Caleb Farley, Jalen Johnson backfield would be.
It's hard to. I mean, that's really hard to argue with. The other option for me would be Sam Cosme.
Newsom. Oh, yeah. Let's go Caleb Farley.
Caleb Farley? I like that. Boop. All right, pick 21. This is a potential trade back, or it's Samuel Cosme. It's one of those two for me.
All right, Ross. Now let's look at the teams that could trade up. Green Bay could trade up. Buffalo could trade up. New Orleans could trade up. Who out of those?
The last time we did this, we had Buffalo trade up to draft Kwity Paye.
No, we had them at 22. We had Green Bay trade up here, I think.
Right. Yes, yeah. That's right.
What? Let's see.
We could have the Saints could trade up if they really like Greg Newsome. I don't know if they like Greg Newsome that much.
They could also trade up if they really like Rashad Bateman.
Or even Zaven Collins.
Or even Zaven Collins is what I was gonna say. They could, if they like Zaven Collins, they could jump ahead of Tennessee. And Baltimore, honestly.
Yeah, because Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is no longer on the board here.
Yeah. And Jacksonville.
It feels like the Saints have the most teams to get ahead of in order to get their need, right? Because you have Tennessee, Jacksonville, Cleveland, and Baltimore who could all go linebacker. You've got Tennessee, Jacksonville, and Cleveland who could all go cornerback as well. Same thing with the Jets. They could go cornerback too.
Do you want to have the Saints move up?
Even the Colts here could go cornerback.
Do you want to have them move up for Zaven Collins or Greg Newsome?
I feel like moving up for Zaven Collins makes the most sense. I don't feel like them moving up for Greg Newsome makes sense. Am I crazy?
No. Or do you want to have the Saints stay put and have no one trade back and have them take Sam Cosme here?
Yeah, I do feel like Sam Cosme is the pick here. It's just about getting ahead of the other teams for anybody that does want to trade up. Could be really interesting to explore what the Saints might do if Zaven Collins and Greg Newsome are both off the board.
And I think that's very likely.
Yeah. Let's go with that scenario, because I think that's more entertaining and interesting. So Samuel Cosby here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's any way that you go here. I know you love the fit of Zaven Collins here at Tennessee. You can go Greg Newsome here.
They love the fit.
Here. Okay. GM was working out with him. Got everything you need.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Zaven Collins at 22. At 23, corner makes sense. This could be Greg Newsome. You could go.
I think it should be Greg Newsome.
Here. Okay, great. That works for me. What do you like about Greg Newsome?
I think he is fast and smart, and he's battle tested.
He really is.
You can put his resume up against against J.C. Horn or Patrick Surtain, those SEC cornerbacks, and I think he would arguably have the best tape, like the best resume of players he's gone against.
J.C. Horn is the only corner in this. No, Caleb Farley, excuse me, is the only corner in this class that has allowed I think it's completion percentage better than Greg Newsome, or worse than Greg Newsome, like has forced a worse completion percentage than Greg Newsome in this class. It might be passer rating. But yeah, I mean, and Caleb Farley's is remarkable. It's like 26 or something like that. Whereas Greg Newsome's in the 31 area. I mean, Greg Newsome's a very good player. The only question for both Greg Newsome and Caleb Farley, if we're being honest, is durability. That's really it.
Yeah, I like Greg Newsome a lot, though.
I do too. Extremely smart player.
This is another. Now we're reaching in that area. This is another trade back opportunity for Pittsburgh, or trade up for Green Bay or Buffalo.
I could see Green Bay trying to orchestrate a trade here to go and get their safety, so that Jacksonville doesn't take the safety. Sorry. No, that's right. With the Steelers.
I was also going to say at 22, a random thought I had last night, and it really just came to me, and I was like, this could happen. This is going to be a day one shocker that I feel like is completely possible, Ross.
Okay.
Pick number 22, the Titans select Nico Collins out of Michigan.
That would be very shocking.
But it just seems like I'm not saying it should, but I just feel like he is a Tennessee wide receiver through and through, and I just feel like I don't know. It just seems like a Tennessee pick.
Why first round as opposed to waiting to come back around the second round? Get your guy mentality.
Get your guy type of. But I also think that the NFL is going to like Nico Collins a lot more. I think Nico Collins goes top second.
I think Nico is a really, really good wide receiver.
I think that the NFL front offices are going to look at the Chase Claypools and the Michael Pittmans, who have been overlooked, and Nico Collins fits that, and they're like, all right, well, these players are obviously going to be good, and they fit the NFL game today.
Yeah, let's
go ahead and not overlook on this guy.
Yeah, I think the fan and analyst thing comes down to him opting out of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Like fans, analysts, talking heads haven't seen him, but NFL teams have. Like they've done the work.
I think he could easily end up as a top 4 receiver in this class.
It'd be really interesting to see. I'll be really interested to see how the NFL views Nico Collins, wide receiver out of Michigan, by the way.
All right, let's get to this pick. Do you want to have Green Bay trade up?
Yeah, let's do it. That seems to make sense to me. Get ahead of Jacksonville. Pittsburgh should be in no hurry to select here. They're probably going running back. So why waste your time at this moment selecting a running back? When
get some more.
One of the two is going to be in the back of the draft here anyway, in the back of the first round. So we're going from 29 to 24. Probably shouldn't take much to make this happen.
Not at all.
Maybe a fourth.
Yeah. Oh, and 40.
Yeah, I went 135.
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Cool. That's great. And then, there might be some extra details and things like that could go in, some later picks, stuff like that. But let's just roll with that for right now. So we have the Green Bay Packers. They're going to trade up here. They're going Trevon Moehrig.
I like it.
Getting their guy ahead of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
the Jacksonville Jaguars could trade back, gain even more draft capital. They could trade back with the Bills, and the Bills could try and move up ahead of the Browns for Kwity Paye if they want to have their choice between Kwity Paye and Azeez Ojulari.
I like that. I just wonder if I wonder how Jacksonville values Christian Barmore, interior defensive lineman out of Alabama. Or Rashad Bateman, who's kind of their kryptonite in terms of type of receiver.
God, Rashad Bateman would be so good there. Let's see.
My usual pick here is Jalen Phillips. But Jalen Phillips or Trevon Moehrig, one of those two.
He's neither of them here. I think that they're gonna. I think if they trade back with the Bills, they could still get either Rashad Bateman or Christian Barmore.
Okay, let's do it. And if nothing else, they could go with one of the running backs too.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they go running back.
I think
we'll see. We'll see. They could go running back. I don't think they do though.
I think they'd be one of the few teams in the first round that would go running back. Let's say it that way. All right, here we go. So trade up from 30 to 25, probably the same type of situation. They don't have a 4th round pick. So do you give up a 3rd?
Jacksonville's
not into it at all. I just tried to move 1, 2, and 3. So Jacksonville's not really interested in trading here.
All right, well then let's go. Let's have them take Rashad Bateman.
All right. I mean, I think that's a fun fit anyway.
Yeah.
Very fun fit. All right, so now you get the choice here between Kwity Paye and Azeez Ojulari and Joe Tryon. I don't want to forget about Joe Tryon here at 26 to the Browns.
With Azeez Ojulari and Kwity Paye on the board, I do want to forget about Joe Tryon. I think they go Kwity Paye here.
Kwity Paye makes most sense to me.
Does Kwity Paye who makes most sense across from Myles Garrett? Is it a Kwity Paye or is it Azeez Ojulari?
I think it's Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye is bigger.
It's just better.
And is just better. I think Azeez Ojulari still has like some prove it left. I think that because Cleveland has continued to invest in their edge rushing position, they just signed Jadeveon Clowney, but they need somebody just in case it doesn't pan out. I think they go with the more sure thing in Kwity Paye.
I agree with that.
Boom. Now, Baltimore Ravens 27 could be Azeez Ojulari. Could be Azeez Ojulari, could be Joe Tryon. Could have a surprise safety sneak up into this. Could see Terrace Marshall go here.
I like Terrace Marshall here.
I like Terrace Marshall to Baltimore a lot.
I think a good consolation prize for not getting Rashad Bateman.
Mm-hmm. You want to do it?
Let's go Terrace Marshall here.
Big fan of that. I'm a big fan. All right, now we get to the Saints here at 28. I know who I want.
I know who you want, and it's who I want.
I have two possibilities here, but I know which one I think I want. Big fan of Christian Barmore at this pick. Also a big fan of Kadarius Toney at this pick, though.
I wouldn't also not be remiss. I would be remiss if they also did not take a look at Azeez Ojulari or Elijah Moore here.
True.
I think there's a lot that the Saints could go with. They probably go Alex Leatherwood. In all honesty, but I don't think
Alex Leatherwood's athletic enough. Like in comparison to like Brady Christensen and some of the other guys that are going to be available a little bit later, I don't think that Alex Leatherwood is as athletic as those guys. He's athletic, but he's not as athletic as some of the other guys you're going to get a little bit later at the offensive line.
Let's go Barmore.
Christian Barmore. I
like Barmore a lot.
Me too. Pick 29, Najee Harris, Travis Etienne. We could see a running back sneak into here. They could also go Alex Leatherwood, though.
See, Rose, this is actually where I think a sneaky pick for Javon Holland comes in.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Because, Ross, if you forget, they lost one Mr. Mike Hilton.
Right. So they need somebody that can play in the slot.
A slot safety cornerback role.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a sneaky pick for Javon Holland. We don't have to go him here, but I think I like the fit a lot there.
That's really interesting.
And I think is a much more valuable pick than
I'm
Najee
curious.
Harris.
I'm not actually trying to trade here. I just want to see. 55. Yeah. Let's do it. I think that's interesting. Javon Holland.
Let's do it.
Do you go nickel / safety in the first round though? Like slot safety in the first round?
Ross, if your conversation's between running back and nickel or slot safety in the first round, what are you really talking about value here?
You're right. Yeah, and that's part of one of the reasons why I actually lean toward Javon Holland there, because they come around again at 55 and there's going to be some valuable running back there at 55.
They can get Javonte Williams there, and that's going to be an amazing pick.
Yeah.
But and I will also, this is also just me. Everyone, not everyone knows, Ross, Javon Holland, top 12 talent player for me in this class.
Right.
I think a Javon Holland, Minka Fitzpatrick, like safety duo, is crazy good.
Yeah, that's really, really good. That's really, really good.
Plus you need someone in that Mike Hilton role.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Javon Holland fits that very well.
Yeah. All right, pick 30. Buffalo's been trying to move up. We haven't had it happen yet.
I think the Bills go Joe Tryon here.
Joe Tryon. See, now you're speaking my language. Big fan
Why do you like Joe Tryon, Ross?
I like Joe Tryon. I like his build. I like his style of play.
He seems more like a Bills edge rusher to me than Azeez Ojulari does.
Agreed. Yeah. So I'm all about that. Let's go Joe Tryon. All right. I have a proposal here for you, Dylan.
Okay.
I have a proposal for you. Just bear with me.
The Dolphins trade up for Elijah Moore.
Bear with me.
Oh.
Bear with me.
Oh,
right?
Oh man, Ross.
Here's all I'm saying. Okay? Here's all that I'm saying.
Who is here?
Here's all that I'm saying. All right.
Who's here?
Second round pick from this year, second round pick from next year. Swapping their latest 133, the latest pick that they have in the fourth, to get to the fifth. And then to get back in the first round. You're going to hate me for this. For Kadarius Toney.
I don't hate it, Ross.
That's all I'm saying.
If you want to do it, we can do it.
I kind of want to do it.
Let's do it.
Are you okay with sacrificing the second round pick?
Oh, I am 100%. Ross.
Yep. Hold on, let me get back to you.
Ross, you should know me. Ross, let's take this away. I'm all about going to get your guy.
I'm all about going to get my guy. Let's do it. Something Ross, I've not seen before.
What if your first round for the Saints is Christian Barmore and Kadarius Toney? I imagine you taking laps around that studio.
This would be yeah. They would have to calm me down. This is the joke that I've been making on Locked On Saints a bunch, is that if the Saints were to like trade up and draft like a falling Justin Fields, because they get that question on, if Justin Fields falls out of the top 10 and the Saints trade up for him, what would you do? I would be and this is another situation. I would be posting 2 episodes a day for the following week, which would just be one episode of me screaming for 30 minutes and then an episode of content each day.
Yeah, I like it.
So this is my proposal.
Let's do it.
Do you have any feedback, anything that you would switch around? I mean, there is the potential of just swapping fourths. This is basically built on the Baltimore Ravens trade in 2018 to get into pick 32 to get Lamar Jackson. The reason why I do the 175 and 133 as opposed to 144 and 133 is because the Saints have a pick that's very late in the second round at pick 60. It's a big ask of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Let's do it.
But the Chiefs could also use 60 and 63 to move up in the second round.
Yeah.
They could even use 60 and 133 to move up in the second round, actually.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get it. Oh.
And now they take Rondale Moore.
I mean, the other option is Jamin Davis here, but I'm not really in a hurry for Jamin Davis. I worry about processing. I worry about click and close.
I'm not worried about these players that get first round hype for the first time in April.
yeah, I completely agree. All right. Kadarius Toney. Booyah. Oh, I feel happy. All right. Pick 32. Azeez Ojulari could be an option. Get another edge rusher here. Jason Owa could be an option here.
Mm-hmm.
I used to say Javonte Williams, but now with them having, not that problem. Elijah Moore could be an option here.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of different ways.
I like the look of Azeez Ojulari here.
I do too.
Or Najee Harris.
I don't know that they go running back. Well, I mean, but I guess it's different when you have Najee Harris still on the board, though. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, you're not drafting a running back, you're drafting Najee Harris at this point.
Yeah. It's either Najee or it's Wyatt Davis for me.
Wyatt Davis would actually be a pretty smart pickup for them.
Let's do Wyatt Davis. I like Wyatt Davis a lot.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
All right.
Round 1 in the books.
Round 1. Do you want to run through it real quick?
Yep. I got to do it from here. So we got the obvious 1, 2, 3. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields. Kyle Pitts goes at 4. The Bengals get their offensive lineman, Penei Sewell. We went with wide receiver 1 at the first wide receiver as the first wide receiver off the board at pick 6 with the Miami Dolphins. The Detroit Lions trade back 2 spots to the Broncos. Broncos get Trey Lance. Jalen Waddle gets the trade up by the Philadelphia Eagles, moving up from 12 to 8 with the Carolina Panthers. After trading back, the Lions still get Rashawn Slater. Pretty sweet for them. The chalk pick here, Patrick Surtain to the Dallas Cowboys. Jalen Phillips is a sneaky early selection here to the Giants, top edge rusher. Christian Darrisaw, the Panthers, despite trading back, still get a very good offensive lineman. Elijah Vera Tucker gets their versatile offensive lineman at 13. The Washington football team trades up to get Mac Jones at pick 14. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah fits in very excitedly with the New England Patriots. J.C. Horn at 16 to the Cardinals. Micah Parsons at 17 to the Raiders. At pick 18 for the Miami Dolphins, Devonta Smith. They double up on wide receiver. This is something I've never seen before because we haven't really ever seen Devonta Smith fall this low in any of our mocks. This was a really interesting one.
Yeah, I like it, though.
I like it a lot. Tevin Jenkins, a very nice fit to the Minnesota Vikings, who traded out of pick 14 with Washington so that Washington could get Mac Jones. Caleb Farley goes to the Bears for a Caleb Farley-Jalen Johnson duo that we like a lot. Samuel Cosmi to the Colts. Zaven Collins to the Tennessee Titans. Greg Newsome to the Jets. They need some cornerback help. Trevon Moehrig gets picked at 24 after a trade back. The Steelers trade back with the Green Bay Packers, who are looking to get ahead of the Jacksonville Jaguars to get their safety. Rashad Bateman then goes to the Jags. Kwity Paye to the Browns. Terrace Marshall ends up going to the Baltimore Ravens. Really, really excited about that pick. Christian Barmore goes to the Saints with their first selection in the first round. Javon Holland goes to the Steelers after the Steelers trade back. They get their nickel safety guy there. Dylan, this was a pick you really liked.
Yes, with replacing the Mike Hilton in their defense, who is a big part of their defense.
Like that a lot. Joe Tryon goes to the Buffalo Bills. The Saints trade back in with the Super Bowl runner-up Kansas City Chiefs to draft Kadarius Toney at the bottom of the first round. I
How do
like
you
this
feel?
selection a lot. I like this a lot. I like walking out of here with Christian Barmore and Kadarius Toney a ton.
That could be the entire draft. And
That's really solid. Linebackers still a big question mark, but there are later linebackers that can be that can fill spots and things like
plus
that.
Ross,
Of course,
it's the New Orleans Saints. Never question out another trade up.
Yep, always a possibility. And then at pick 32, Wyatt Davis, interior offensive lineman, goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Boom.
That's it. That's today.
That's it.
That's the show. We'll be back tomorrow with round 2 and everything else going on around sports as well. Had a lot of fun with this, Dylan. This is a great idea. Mock WAHLBERG, baby.
Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg and the Funky Bunch.
We'll be back with you all tomorrow here, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Dylan and Ross Sports, your Full Press coverage, Full Press Radio Network.